If you draw up a career path for yourself, then that's your path for your career. But I believe God has a plan for our lives. I come from the school of thought which says God watches us to a single hair falling off our heads. If God takes such intimate care of our lives, I only expect that God would be interested what I would do Monday to Friday on a regular week. So I believe God has a plan in our lives. Now, sometimes people pick up an idea of spirituality where they think when you pray, or when you're in the church, for example, or when you're fasting or going through one of those spiritual disciplines, you feel you're very spiritual. And then at other times, when you're maybe in your office on a Monday morning or a Tuesday afternoon, doing a project meeting or something like that, you feel less spiritual. No, I'm not sure if that idea is from the Bible. Yeah, the biblical picture of spirituality is all of life is sacred. So God is interested what you do, the songs you sing on a Sunday morning in the church, but God is also interested how you carry out your deadlines day in and day out at your workplace. So every aspect of a life in that sense is sacred. The time you spend at home with your children or your family or parents, I think it's all equally important. Why do I say this? When God made Adam and Eve, God did not put them in a monastery and saying, okay, keep meditating 24/7. He gave them work to do. By the way, work that God gave Adam and Eve was before the fall. After the fall, of course, work took on a different proportion, but work was God's original idea for human beings. So people have to work. That's a good thing. Look at the incarnation of our Lord Jesus Christ. As spiritual as he was, you perhaps cannot think of a more spiritual person, but Jesus was not confined to the synagogue, or he wasn't confined to his fasting and prayer. Yes, he had his times in the synagogue, at the temple, he did fast, he did pray, he did all of that, but he also had a social life. He was out there with people, interacted with people, hung out with friends. So biblical spirituality, I think we need to look at the life of Jesus and try and emulate that. With that theology, my answer to this question is, yes, God has a plan for your professional career. God has a plan for your hobbies and everything that you would do. And what we might do well is to seek His guidance, seek His help as you make decisions in your careers and all that, asking for God's help over there.